Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Apex This iRacing League. We're here at the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, also known as Imola, and the guys are just getting ready to wrap up qualifying here, and we're gonna head on down to the track. I think there's a couple of cars out on the track right now finishing up their qualifying runs, and the race will be getting underway at 9 p.m. It's 71 degrees here in Imola tonight. Track temperature 85 degrees, 59% humidity. Mostly clear. Winds are gusting at about 6 miles an hour there. And we're going to see how these guys, we had a great show earlier in the week with the GT3 class. And we're going to see what these guys do at this 3.02 mile circuit. See, that's Eric Elkins right there. He looks like he's finishing his qualifying run there. Right now he's sitting on a 147.580. We'll see if he can improve on that. Still got a little over 2 minutes to go in qualifying. He'll probably have time for maybe one more lap. He comes down to the line here. Let's see if he improves. And his last lap was a 147.580. He's still 8th fastest overall. Correction, he's 11th fastest, but he's 11th fastest overall, but in the supercar class, he's 8th fastest there. And right now, it doesn't look like anybody else is on track, so we're going to take a quick moment here. We're going to look at the standings from last week here. Let's get that out of the way. First, we'll look at the supercars. Dustin Burkhalter leading the pack with 50 points. Troy Banks is now in second with 33, followed by Paul Slavonic, Douglas Doucette, Bjorn Benches, Stacy Dunnigan, Edu Vila, Jeff Carollo, Corey Mitchell, and Kevin McKinnon round out your top 10, followed by Kevin. After that, in 11th, Chris Leclerc, Edwin Martinez, Andrew Rasmussen, Darian Roy, Shane Hunter in 15th, Andreas Murray, John Over, and Kent Kruger in 18th position in the supercars. In the rough division, we have Jared Haslam. He has a commanding lead in the points over the field. Carlos Lopez in second, Eric Elkins, Jordan Johnson, Shane Hunter, your top 5. Michael McCoy is in 6th position, followed by Tommy Regan, Daryl Karp, Bjorn Benches, Kenny Teal, Brian Miles, Joseph Mayer, Steve Cabay in 13th, Brad Haldane, Michael Doling, Scott Page, Sean Stevens, Brandon Piper, Adam Baltutis, and John Stapp in the 20th position. And just cars are getting ready now to take the field here. Cars starting to come out on track. Have a little bit smaller field tonight, 14 cars total. Looks like we have five supercars, and then we have the rest are all in the roof class. And as you know they start off in two separate groups. Basically, two pace cars, and the supercars will head out first. And after they get down the road a little bit, then the roof cars will take off from the line. And then each of their respective pace cars will exit the track, and we will have this show underway. A quick start at your starting lineup. Doug Doucette in first place overall, followed by Dustin Burkhalter, Kent Kruger third, Troy Banks fourth, Michael Bond fifth, Jared Haslam sixth, Jordan Johnson seventh, Bjorn Benches eighth, Shane Hunter ninth, rounding out the top 10, Michael McCoy. In 11th, Carlos Lopez. 12th is Daryl Karp. And then 13th is Eric Elkins, and 14th is Lincoln Russell. And that's the entire field. Waiting for the pace cars to take them off now. And there's the first pace car getting ready to roll. And there you see the supercars heading out ahead of the roofs. Getting ready for 40 minutes of racing action here. Burkhalter's got that rainbow machine in P2 position. You know he's going to want to get to the front. This will be a pretty important race here for them. There's only 4 of them in their division this time. So, yeah, they all have a chance to get some really good points. Doucette makes a good jump there. A very good jump on Burkhalter. As they navigate their first turns. Doucette and company are getting going. Let's take a look at the roof cars, and they're off and running. There they are. Just you can see the supercars in the distance up front. They won't be up there for long, though. Jordan Johnson and company will be. Of course, the roof cars are a little faster than the supercars. They will be chasing them down very shortly. Very twisty track here, but there are a couple of long straights, particularly the one out of the last set of double left-handers going down to the first chicane. That'll probably be a place where they'll get a lot of gain on the supercars. Johnson right now has a pretty good lead over second place Bjorn Benches. And there are the supercars right in front of them there. Just went by your screen there. Oh, we got somebody in the wall there. Who was that? That was Kent Kruger. Kent Kruger went through a turn there. Coming out the turn, Troy Banks behind him. Let's see what happened here. Oh, he got on the binders a little too much, and it brought the car around. Didn't hit anything, though, and he just got out of the way of the supercars there. Wait for him to go by. And he's able to continue without any damage. He does find himself in fourth, however, in his class, 11th overall. And the fifth place car in the supercars, Michael Bond, I don't know if he had a problem or he looks like he just did not start. Haslam, Russell, and Bond didn't show as starting. So, yeah, they're not even in this event, unfortunately. Back up the front here with Doug Doucette, enjoying a very comfortable lead over Burkhalter. They're in lap 2 now. And of course, it's a timed event, a 40-minute event here. We're now serving lap 2. There's Dustin Burkhalter. He has a very comfortable second place position there. Almost 3 seconds back to Troy Banks. And Banks, there goes the roof cars right behind Banks. And I'm going to guess that they're about to come up on these 2 double left-handers are here. And when they get through this sequence of turns here, I believe those roof cars are going to be right there. They'll probably be passing them by the time they get to the start-finish line. And there's Banks moving out the way for Bjorn Benches there. I'm sorry, Jordan Johnson. He's your leader in the roof division. Passed his first supercar. There's a little ways to go to catch Burkhalter. There's Troy Banks, and he's got a couple of more supercars behind him now. That's Bjorn Benches. He'll be the next roof car to catch Troy Banks. Very twisty section back here. This is a fun little double right-hander right here. Leads up to that very tricky chicane, and I think that's where we saw, I think it was Kruger we saw go off. They roll over that rumble strip, and let's see, is Bench is going to make his move now? Is he going to get, we're about to go through those 2 double left-hand turns. Oh, and Banks goes off. Doesn't hit anything, manages to keep going. But of course, the 2 roof cars did get cleanly passed. Behind Banks is Carlos Lopez. He's almost 5 seconds behind Banks. Lopez not quite catching the supercars the way the front runners in his class were. Just a little bit under 4 seconds. I mean, just under 5 seconds ahead of Banks now. Behind him is Shane Hunter. Hunter's running 8th overall, 5th in his class. He's fighting to catch Lopez there. Let's go up the front again. We have Doug Doucette. He continues to lead the field overall, him and Burkhalter. But Jordan Johnson is closing in fast. Both Burkhalter and Johnson showing the fastest laps for their respective classes. So you kind of wonder, let's take a look at Burkhalter here. How far behind is Jordan Johnson? There's Jordan Johnson right way back there and he won't be back there for long. A little over a half second quicker than Burkhalter on that last fast lap. Burkhalter now under less than a second and a half behind Doucette. Doucette got off to a very good start. Burkhalter looks like he's starting to run him down, though. Be very smooth through those turns. Any mistake will be very costly. Nice double right-hander here. Here we come up to the, oh, got out of there a little hot. Got to keep it on the track there. Here comes that tricky chicane. We've already seen one driver have a little problem there. And hop those rumble strips there. Doucette has started to open up that lead a little bit. It was less than a half second. Now it's just a hair over half a second, right? And it's kind of fluctuating there, but he's starting to try to maintain his lead over Burkhalter. That lead seems so much bigger on the straightaway as it does in the turns. It seems like Burkhalter's actually closer. Yet, as you can see, Doucette is starting to pull away a little bit. I think Burkhalter is a little bit slightly quicker in the more twisty sections of the track. The track had a few more twisty sections. I think Burkhalter just might get him. But they're pretty much maintaining roughly the same gap. And actually, Jordan Johnson, I really thought he would have caught him by now, but he really hasn't. He's almost the same gap to Burkhalter as Burkhalter is to Douglas Doucette. Johnson now is starting to reel in Burkhalter a little bit, and now he's just under second. Oh, he's right there now, folks. And I would think Burkhalter would just, well, I mean, it's not going to hurt him to let him by because they're running two different classes anyway. His fight's mainly with Doucette. But Burkhalter, he's got that supercar wound up tonight. I think there Johnson's going to get him in that first turn. I was trying to see how quickly he can catch Doucette. Doucette's almost, he's a good 3.5 seconds down the road. You see that time is dropping, though, at a somewhat steady pace. Johnson followed by Burkhalter, and there's Bjorn Benches. He's getting a bit closer to Burkhalter, followed by Michael McCoy, third place in this class. We're now on lap 7 of this 40-minute timed event. Call it a nice smooth transition through that tricky chicane there. starting to draw in benches just a little bit. And you can see on benches, he's got Burkhalter in his sights too. There, Burkhalter just lets benches by. He knows it's just a matter of time. And he might let McCoy by when he gets close enough. And there he goes. Definitely save more time just letting the faster cars by. Now Burkhalter, he's got Lopez between him and Troy Banks. Burkhalter second in his class, Banks third. Lopez he was around 5 seconds behind. Now he's down to 4. He's already gotten past Banks, but it's taken him a little longer than the front runners in his class, but he is starting to run down Burkhalter. Now you could also say that, you know, those first 1 or 2 laps, those cold tires probably weren't up to operating temperature yet. So now we're actually lap 8 now, so they're nice and hot now, and they're probably working a lot better than they were at the start of the race. Brake rotor's glowing there on the 18 machine. And behind Lopez, there's Shane Hunter. Hunter's running 7th overall, 5th in class. And behind Hunter, there's Troy Banks. He's got a bunch of cars between him and second place in class, but he's still 3rd in the Supercar division. Banks doing his best to try to keep up with those roof cars. They seem to handle just as well as a roof car going through the turn. Of course, probably just lacking a few ponies under the hood there. And get on those straightaways, and that's where the roofs kind of show their muscle. Nice transition there. Now, that was? I believe that was Lopez. Might have went off the road there a little bit. Was that Lopez or was that that was Shane Hunter actually? So Lopez got by Hunter. Lopez starting to pull away ever so slightly. And there's Burkhalter. Lopez has finally got it down to under 2-second gap now from the second place in class Burkhalter. We're now on 10 laps in the books. We're at 16 minutes or not. Just about. Oh no, was that Shane Hunter? Shane Hunter into the wall. Now in this particular series, they do have damage turned off. So as you can see, the car is still in pristine condition, and he'll just soldier on. But yeah, he's lost a ton of time now, almost well over 9 seconds behind Banks. He's still 5th in class Daryl Carp, his next competitor, is right behind him. Well, almost not 10 seconds behind. So Hunter's got some work to do now to catch Banks and Lopez. Let's check on Lopez. He's getting, he's still, I tell you, Dustin Burkhalter is driving the heck out of that rainbow machine tonight. I'm pretty sure Lopez is going to get him eventually. They're coming down the front stretch here, coming across the line. Lopez still not close enough. And Burkhalter just moves out of the way there. Let's check back with your leaders. Jordan Johnson, he's gotten by Doug Doucette. Of course, Doucette continues to lead the Supercars there. We've got a couple of more roofs behind him now. Doucette has a very comfortable lead. He has 3 Supercars between him and second place Dustin Burkhalter. Yeah, that's a nice battle now going on between Bjorn Benches and Michael McCoy. McCoy trying to get on the gearbox of Benches here. And they're battling hard, and they have that supercar in front of them. Depends on where he tries to attack Benches. That supercar could be a little bit of a problem. Benches would love to get that supercar between him and McCoy. McCoy about a half second behind Benches. Benches thought of it, took a little peek to the outside there. Still not close enough really to make the move. And just the way he's been doing before. I'm sorry, that's Doug Doucette there. Oh boy, Doucette, he's in the dirt. He does the 2 cars get by. This is a battle royale here forming now. McCoy giving it everything he's got to catch Bjorn Benches. They're running second and third in class, second and third overall. Right now, one of the closest battles on the track. Benches managing to maintain a half-second gap on McCoy. Of course, McCoy, he catches up to him pretty close in the turn, and then Benches powers away. He's got good exit speed off the corners there. Johnson and Burkhalter still continue to lead their classes with fastest laps per class. We're just past the halfway mark, over 21 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if Burkhalter can catch Doucette. Burkhalter was about a couple of tenths faster than Doucette that last lap. McCoy is trying all he can, but he just can't seem to get any closer than about a half second there to Bjorn Benches. Those two are very evenly matched there. And their lap times, as you can see, their last lap times were only 0.04 of a second difference in their both of their lap times the last time across the line. Just about running identical laps. Whoa, he gets on close that time. Michael McCoy with a hard charge on the number 2 Bjorn Benches. Benches has opened up to almost a second lead now over McCoy. It's so easy to get it wrong through this section, and they're both pushing it right to the very limit. Oh, don't want to grab too much of that sand there. Need every bit of traction you can get. And all this time, they've been battling with each other. Now, Johnson is 8 seconds down the road in first place overall, but that lead is coming down. Now there's less than 8 seconds, 7.7 there. So these two are battling it out. But I tell you, they're catching Jordan Johnson in the process. Johnson, he's just sailing along there. He's got the number 8 Kent Kruger well ahead of him, so that won't pose any problem to him at all anytime soon. He might not even catch him before the race is over. We're at 25 minutes now, 15 minutes to go. Last lap fell off just a little bit from his best. About 0.3 fall off there. Sometimes when you're out there by yourself and like nobody's chasing you, one could argue, yeah, it's you could just drive completely focused and just hit your marks and go. And sometimes folks like to have a target, someone that they're chasing. Jordan coming around to complete lap 15. Now to start at lap 16. Still over 7-second lead to Benches. Let's hop back to Bjorn there and see, and he still has Michael McCoy tied to the back of him. Pretty much a half-second lead over McCoy, but can't really. Oh, McCoy now, yeah, just now the relative is a little over a second now. Halfway through this event. I don't think they have to stop unless they have like 19 incident points, and then they'll have to do a stop and go penalty. I'm sure their tires are starting to wear a bit now. We're well over halfway through the race, almost 2/3 of the way through the race. Now, one might also argue that McCoy is kind of cruising there and trying to save his equipment and save his tires until we get to near the end of this thing and see if he has anything left for benches. We've definitely seen people do that in the past. Let's go ahead and hop back at the back and look at the rest of our field here. There's Lopez. He's past Doucette, but he hasn't exactly gotten away from him. Doucette for a while there, he had a pretty decent pace compared to the roof cars. Of course, Doucette, now he's got well, a good 5-second lead over Shane Hunter. There's Hunter. He's catching Doucette just a little bit, but just like Lopez, their pace isn't quite as much as it is the likes of Benches or McCoy. And there's the second place in class, Dustin Burkhalter. He's pretty much like Doucette. They both have the track to themselves, Doucette and Johnson, actually. Appears to be on his way to a podium finish in the supercar class. His last lap time, I don't know if he had it off somewhere or not. That's like a good 3-second difference there. Definitely has a big fall off from his best time of 1:45.685. Running in the 1:48s now. Could be tire wear coming into play here. And he does have Troy Banks and Kent Kruger behind him. But they are quite a ways back, as you can see. Banks almost 12 seconds behind Burkhalter. And we're at 31 minutes now, so I don't see Banks catching him unless Burkhalter has a serious off. Being as they have damage turned off, even if they slid off and hit the wall or something, he should be able to keep on going. There's Troy Banks. Being that there were only 4 supercars here today, you know, he's looks well on his way to a podium finish for the supercar class. He's got Kent Kruger behind him. I'm sorry, that's Daryl Karp. The Karp is out. We have looks like 5 retirements now. Looks like Karp, Elkins, Haslam, Russell, and Bond are out. So that being the case, then yeah, that's a slam dunk for the supercar guys there. Even if Troy Banks were to not had to retire for some reason, now he would still have a podium finish. Your overall leader, Jordan Johnson. He's cut that gap down between him and lapped car Kruger there. Now down to about a good 15 seconds. But he has opened up that gap. I believe it was down to 7 or so Bjorn benches, but it's opened up to all 8.5 now. Benches being hounded by Michael McCoy. Got just under 7 minutes to go in this event. 20 laps in the books. I'd say they have maybe 3 more laps of racing to go here. McCoy shoots close down there. Wow, right on the bumper of benches. McCoy looking on the outside. McCoy maybe thinking what we're thinking. Yeah, laps, we're running out of laps now. It's time to attack. Can he get that non-machine in front of benches? He had one good attack there, but now he's not quite half a second back. He's definitely attacking now. Oh no! He got into the back of benches, and you know he's doing the gentleman. That's true sportsmanship there, folks. He knew he was wrong. Yeah, if he wants, he said, "I'm going to pass you. I'm going to pass you cleanly." You know, kudos to Michael McCoy there. He let him back by, and but he did let him get a bit of a jump there. McCoy was running hard. He better just keep on pedaling now, because now he's got looks like he's got Lopez right behind him. McCoy probably trying to gather himself up and get back into a rhythm here. Now he's gone from battling with benches. He's pulled 2 seconds ahead now. Now he's fell back into the clutches of Carlos Lopez. McCoy getting a little grass there. Maybe his tires are starting to go away. This is the closest Lopez has been to any other roof car all race long. He might be trying to mount an attack himself. We're at 36 minutes of a 40-minute event. I'm guessing maybe a couple of more laps at the most. Boy, folks, this could shape up to be a 3-car battle here if McCoy is able to get a little closer to benches. Before we see what happens there's Shane Hunter. Now that's a battle, not really a battle for position, because Hunter, he's 5th in class, and he's got Troy Banks behind him, but Banks is 4th in his class, so they're not really battling for anything really right there. Let's jump up here to Bjorn benches, and Well, you know what? Looks like he's going to have, he might have a little bit of a breather there, because McCoy looks like he might have his hands full with Lopez. Went from trying to pass benches for that second place on the podium to now battling to just stay on the podium. Heard a little wheel spin there coming off of that turn. I think his tires are going away a little bit there, folks. He'd been pedaling pretty hard there, battling with Bjorn Benches the entire race. He's going to need them to last just a little bit longer. They're halfway around the track now. Still got half a lap to go. Lopez not seeming able to really mount a really strong attack on McCoy. Like he's lost a bit of ground there. McCoy is now over 2 seconds ahead of him. He's running about the same Shane Hunter's 2 seconds behind him as well. So looks like maybe he might be finishing in that P4 spot there. There he can see third and second place right in front of him. And just before the camera switch, you could see, I believe that was Shane Hunter right there. Shane Hunter right there behind Lopez. All of the roof cars from second on back are starting to get a little closer to each other. McCoy under 2 seconds from McCoy now. McCoy under 2 seconds from Benches. We still have not got the white flag yet. Your leader, Scott Johnson, he's getting ready to come around, and I believe he is going to get the white flag this time around, because we're at 40 minutes and 30 seconds. And that actually will be it because of the timed event here. Jordan Johnson is your winner. Johnson came to the front, commanding lead. He's pulled over to the side there, and as is their custom, all of the finishing classes, they come up and they line up for the, we call it the class photo there. I think Jordan's waiting for the rest of them to come up. They're around the field there a little bit. Now, while he's waiting, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the results here. Your finishing position tonight: Jordan Johnson, your winner; Bjorn Benches second; Michael McCoy third; Carlos Lopez in fourth; Shane Hunter rounds up the top five; Douglas Doucette sixth; Dustin Burkhalter seventh; Kent Kruger eighth; Troy Banks ninth; Daryl Karp 10th. These are some retirements here. Eric Elkins, Michael Bond, Jared Haslam, and Lincoln Russell round out the field. Look at the Supercars here. There's Doug Doucette. He's takes home the win for the Supercar division with Dustin Burkhalter And Kent Kruger on the podium there. Troy Banks 4th. Michael Bond 5th. For the roof cars, of course, Jordan Johnson, your overall race winner. Bjorn Benches manages to hold off Michael McCoy and Carlos Lopez. And Shane Hunter, Daryl Karp, Eric Elkins, Jaron Haslam, and Lincoln Russell. Like I said, a few of those had some retirements here earlier in the race. And that will be it for tonight, folks. And we thank you for coming along here and watching the race here with us. And we hope you enjoyed the race. Hit that like button and share button, and also subscribe to our channel so you'll get a notification of the next time we're on the air. For all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you all a pleasant evening.